Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. Hit that like, subscribe, and that notification bell, all right? Hey, today we're just going to get right into it. We have a lot to talk about. Yes, today is brought to you by Moo. It is Moo Monday. We'll talk about that later. Let's get right into it. Look at the indices. This is the bull market that just keeps on running. As we can see, the NASDAQ is up more than 100 points, followed by the S&P. I'm stacking them based on which ones are more important. And the Dow is the least important, right? We're talking about what, 34 companies in the Dow. Always look at the NASDAQ and the S&P. The NASDAQ even more now because of the rebalancing that has taken place. So like I've been pointing out here recently, you will start to see, you have been seeing more of movement with the NASDAQ than the S&P, right? For those of you that's doing options, those Qs are cooking, right? We're making a lot of money with the Qs. And crypto today is up, doing very well. We got a lot going on. Look, Tesla, why Tesla popped ahead of second quarter deliveries. Okay, we know the second quarter deliveries are coming with Tesla. It's popping before they come out. As we could see, Tesla is up almost 7%. For the week, we're up 15% almost, right? For the month, 19%. We're still doing well on Tesla. And Josh and myself, I've been saying that this is the year to buy Tesla. I believe in anything that you buy under $200 is just a hold. Now, it's not going to be, and I meant hold long, not short term. It's not going to be a straight line up. There's still going to be more downward pressure, I believe, from now until October. And I believe that even Tesla could go up, be back up higher than it is now by the end of the year. But anything could happen. So let's keep our eyes on the numbers, because if they have poor delivery numbers, then all bets are off and it can go down. This was last Friday. All right. So here's what I want to talk about. Ticker symbol DJT. Right. So as we know, Biden just got shellacked last Thursday. Let's just call it now. We're not talking politics. We are, but as it pertains to the stock. What stock? DJT. Okay. Everybody that watched it, it was horrible. I felt like I was watching the movie Grumpy Old Men, and it was really bad, right? It was really bad. Now, you would think that DJT, the stock, would run up, right? But like I've been saying, it's the polar opposite, right? It's the polar opposite. DJT didn't actually run up. Look at over the 5 days. It actually cooled off after the debate. See that? And then July 1st, we had a pop up this morning and then a continual sell off. Why? I believe, and I said it early this morning before the market opened in the Patreon, I suggested, I could be wrong, but I suggested had Trump lost the debate in a horrible way, okay? Had he lost, right? Or it just didn't go well for him, that would have actually been even more positive for the DJT. One of the things, as soon as you look and you see the PE ratio and you don't see anything, that's red flag number one, okay? And then when all of the warrants are cashed in, or when you exercise the warrants, it's just going to be a bloodbath, because it's going to further dilute the shares that are existing, okay? It's just not going to be good. This is not a long-term hold. It is a swing trade. I swing it up and I do call options, and then I swing it down with put options. Look at Nvidia. Nvidia is pretty flat, but if you look at the week, Nvidia is actually still up, right? For the day traders, there's money to be made, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, right? But Nvidia is still doing well for the month, the 6 month. Look at that. Year to date, 158%. The day, the week, I don't care how you look at it, Nvidia is still strong. Now, there could be some short-term downward pressure. This is what I think. These are not facts on Nvidia. But at the end of the day, Nvidia still has long-term plenty of upside because they still have a moat around the chip and especially the CPUs, okay? So that's what Nvidia has. So the moat just means that they are so far ahead. They are the Tesla, just like Tesla is to the EV, Nvidia is to the chip. Will you think that you have to choose one or the other? And that's a big mistake. I always have the big dog. I have Bitcoin. Yes, I have other cryptos, many, but I have Bitcoin. I have Tesla. Yes, I have other EVs, but I have Tesla. And the same thing with Nvidia. So I don't just forsake the big dog and just look for the next one. I participate in what is leading the call, all right, leading the challenge. So let's look at Nvidia. If we look at Nvidia here on the chart, I want to point out that in the RSI, the relative strength index, it could stay literally over the 50 for a long period of time. Look at that. It stayed over the 50 for an entire month, right? Never breaking down below 50. Look at that. So from May, that's April, all the way to June, it remained what? Over the 50%. Look at that on the RSI. So just because you see it going down doesn't mean that it's going to fall off of a cliff. Not with stock like Nvidia, right? And they just keep, even though the PE is insane, there's still room for the upside. It's doing exactly what Tesla did a while back. Right. I want to talk about Chewy because this morning I got in Chewy and I did this. Made a quick 53% off of Chewy. And then after I made that money, got back in, made another 15%. So what's that, like $360, like $362 was made in about 30 minutes for those of you that followed me this morning in the Patreon. About 30 minutes we made it, and I just tapped out. And, you know, I'll take a $360 morning, like in the first hour. Generally, I'm going to continue to say I'm limiting the time that I'm trading in the morning. The first hour and a half, it used to be the first 2 hours, but the first hour and a half, I'm out, especially on Mondays and Fridays. I'm out. And whatever is not gained, I'm not getting back in. Whatever gains I have, I'm not getting back in. That's me. That's my disciplines because I see in that time period, I actually make more money, all right? And if you're doing something that is working, someone said earlier that they were making money selling puts, selling options. Then I suggested, then stick to that and not try to do something else. Perfect that and make more money in that. Become an expert in that area and don't try to do something that's more risky. And so that's what I'm doing. All right. So I can make smaller money more times and then I will win overall. Right. So one more thing I wanted to talk about, and that's this. Supreme Court gives Trump substantial immunity from prosecution, right? So he's got immunity from prosecution because he was president. He has to make these tough decisions. He can't be charged with certain crimes, right? I'm not talking about this for politics. So you would think, based on that news, that ticker symbol DJT would just explode, but it didn't. Again, I believe that had they, fined him and ruled against DJT, against Donald Trump, that DJT would have taken off. Remember, the money is in when they try to silence him, right? When they try to silence him, then people will go to the media to see what he has to say. That's my whole theology around how I'm making money off of it. Now, if he's able to talk freely, say he wins the presidency and he gets free media, then there's no need for a DJT because it's a media company. Follow? And so far, everything that's been happening has been proving my point. Now let's go to why Chewy ran up in the first place. Okay, Chewy is up here's why Chewy is up in the first place. Look at this. Where's that at? Okay, right here. Let's read right here. Okay. Roaring Kitty, all right, real name Keith Gill, now holds a 6.6% passive stake in Chewy stocks. And this is why it went up. Remember what he did for GameStop. So he's doing the same thing for Chewy. And so it's not based on the fundamentals of the company, but it was based on Roaring Kitty, aka Keith, buying such a large share of stock in the company. And of course, the followers will say, hey, look, he did it with GameStop, which was in trouble. He can do it with Chewy. So if you ask, why, Larry, did you enter into a put call, say like here and like here? This is why. Because it ran up too quick, right? And eventually it will fall. So the psychology of how I think and how I enter these plays is all in Stock Up You. And Stock Up You is going to be the top link below, all right? If you want to know how I get in these plays and how we make money, that's going to be in Stock Up You. And not only stock, but crypto also. But I want you guys to take the whole class, all right? I want you guys to take the whole class because I want you to win in many areas. I cover multiple areas in Stock Up You. And then, hey, it looks like it's still going on. Moo with the 8.1% and still 15 free fractional shares with a deposit of $1,000. But if you don't have $1,000, you can actually put $100 in and get 5 free stock and get 8.1 APY. What? On your uninvested money. All right. So make sure you check out those links below. And listen, there's still a lot going on in crypto. I guess I'm going to have to make a full crypto video in the next coming days. But it looks like we have found support. Hopefully, let's see what Tuesday brings. Monday is kind of a fake out day with crypto. And let's see what Tuesday, Wednesday bring us, and then I'll make a video on that, right? Hey, we got through it. It was a lot to go through, but let me know what you think about any of the stock that I covered in this video. And I want to say thank you to my guy. I went to the CHWY convention and he hooked me up with these and these beads here, and you know, He hooked me up with this chain here, and he follows the page, and he had a booth at the CHWY AIM convention. I was down there. You know what? I'm going to shout him out. He didn't ask me to do this, but for those of you that like wearing things like these, he has cufflinks, handkerchiefs, all of this stuff. I'm going to bless him by leaving his link in the bio below also, okay? All right. Love you guys. We will see you tomorrow, I guess. Live, love, laugh, and learn.